Hello there. Today I want to do an update to my lightsaber collection. I've done quite a few of these just because kind of the way that I collect sabers, I don't really have more than, maybe 6, 7, or 8 at any one time. Even though I've collected probably close to 40 by now, I find it useful. You get a saber and then you find out, some new tech, and I'll get to kind of my progression of that in a minute. But, you know, you sell an old saber so that you can buy a new saber. That's kind of how I keep a rotation of sabers. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with my collection, but eventually I'll think of something and be like, hey, I really want to do that. So I'll kind of shuffle stuff around. So from time to time, I like to do an update to my collection. I think the last time I did an update was back in May 4th. It's middle October right now, so let's get into it. So of course, I'm not going to spend too much time on all of these sabers, but this is my Ultra Sabers Crimson Scorpion. Of course, I started collecting lightsabers with Ultra Sabers. I've had about 20 or so, but this is now the last one that I have. So like I said, I've kind of sold them as I go, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that Ultra Sabers is a little overpriced for the tech that you get. Granted, I've not had any bad customer service from them at all, and having gotten about 20 sabers, I got them all pretty quick, so a lot of the bad hype from them, that your mileage may vary. So I quite enjoy this one. I'm going to keep this one in my collection just as a kind of a souvenir of how I got started. But the feature on this is I got this in, they call Guardian Blue, with a red flash on clash. I've got the 7 or so sound fonts. As you can hear, that's very, very loud. And of course, I put a Ripper blade in. This is the Dark Saber Ripper blade. Of course, I've also got my keychain lights up here. We'll go ahead and turn those on. The next saber that I'll show is my Glaive, and this is a custom build that I got using this body section right here. Is actually the small maul from Sabers. You basically order that body and 2 emitters, and it has an LED here and here, so you can actually get double bladed. I've custom made this out of blade stock, put a little emitter there, and then I've got double Ripper blades. This has smooth swing. And I've done separate individual reviews of all my sabers, so I won't go too much into a lot of the features, but just know that pretty much from here to here, all of these sabers have LGT cores, so you're going to get the same kind of features with that. Now this is my wife's saber, and I got this from Crimson Dawn. Fun story about this, I actually had a different saber with the same body shape, just different colors, that I had actually shipped back to them to get a little bit of work done, and then UPS lost it on the way back. So I contacted Crimson Dawn, and even though it was not their fault, they completely replaced this. So definitely love Crimson Dawn for that. And I went ahead and requested it to be blue, just since this is my wife's saber, and it's a little bit more her style than what I had on the previous saber. But you just kind of deck this out with chrome to give it a little bit more. And of course, this is full RGB color changing. And I have it with a 28-inch blade. Again, just to have it more of a shorter saber. And then this is my Neopixel. And I got the core itself I also got from Crimson Dawn, but the parts, so the body section, the switch section, this emitter, this top section, which I've done my own chrome inlay, that I actually got from Outer Rim Saber Parts, and just swapped out the core. And again, this has all kinds of different layouts. One of the things that I really like about this is that I put a bit of Photon Blade on this section here, so that when it's got a blue blade, you've got that green light. So And speaking of Photon Blades, this is an amalgamation of the previous companies that I have. So this quick release coupler, which is from Ultra Sabers. I put these extensions from the custom saber shop, glued in an LGT extension here so that this one solid grip section is glued together as one piece so that it's compatible with this MHS threading and the LGT threading. This switch section and the core are from Crimson Dawn, so they have their custom Crimson core. I love the startup sound for this. And then these choke point VHC chokes and these emitters I got from Sabers, and I got the Photon Blades from Custom Saber Shop. So this really is an amalgamation of a lot of the different saber companies that I bought from. And this is, you know, really a labor of love. This is my cosplay saber for my Jedi character. And I have 28-inch blades in that. For this particular blade here, this is the Suyin or Twin. I'm not sure really how you're supposed to pronounce that, but this is from the POC store. And I got this because similar to the Small Maul, which is one core with 2 LEDs, this is the same. It has, you know, one speaker, one switch, one recharge port, and then LEDs on both sides. So when you turn it on, it turns on both blades versus this one that is 2 separate sabers. And what I really like about this one, I really like just the no frills design. I put some electric tape around this grip, again, just to give it a little extra grip. And with the shorter blades, I can go out in the backyard and do some really fast spinning with this. I don't have to worry about it hitting the ground. It's just a lot faster than this more full-sized saber. So that's actually one of the purposes for that. So one of the things I like about all my sabers, you know, they all have a purpose, you know, whether it's kind of a shelf queen just to show off, or to have for sentimental value, or whether it be, you know, this unique glaive setup that I've custom built, my wife's saber, my Neopixel, my cosplay saber, my spinning blade, or this saber, which I'll show here real quick. Now, I've really just done a review of this saber. This was also from the POC store. I love this no frills design, and this is pretty much my stunt saber. It doesn't have sound, but it is a very, very bright blade. I actually have a dueling grade, a thicker wall blade, specifically to duel with and take off this Suba, which I custom made out of a plastic acrylic, inspired very heavily by these Ripper blades. So have that nice little Suba halo. But that's not battle ready, so whenever I go to duel with this, or really to spin with this, and I'm trying to practice some throws, and I really don't want to throw any of these sabers because even though they're fairly durable, you know, anything's going to break if you drop it enough times. So for this, with it more simple pared down electronics, I'm a little bit more okay with doing that with this. And then actually one of the reasons I don't display this up here is because it is pretty much for that, is for me to be a little more rough with it. Final saber that I've got are these nunchucks, also from the POC store. And what's really cool about these is they're string blades. So most of my blades here, minus the Neopixel, so the Neopixel has LEDs all throughout the blade, but everything else here is baselit, meaning there's just an LED that's pointing up to a hollow blade. These have string blades though, so there's LEDs up these, even though they all turn on at once. It does make them fairly bright. So, and then I like to go out and spin with these too. But just a fun little novelty. These are fairly cheap at the POC store. So let's see what they all look like lit at once.